Well, most people have been doing meditation, but that word meditation, they don't know exactly what it is. People, they sit and think about things. They're thinking about love or God or happiness, or they're listening to some music, but all of this is happening on the surface thinking level. The mind is active on the surface, thinking about something, wishing for something, and so on. They don't really go deep. Or some people think meditation is like concentration, where you have to try to blank your mind and use effort, which the mind doesn't like, because the mind is always moving, trying to find something happy. The mind doesn't move randomly. The mind is moving because it's looking for something happy to settle down on. Completely unaware that deep inside everyone is a field of complete bliss consciousness. And if given the direction, the mind will take that direction very easily because it enjoys happiness. And so when we teach somebody to practice TM, we just teach them how to turn the mind inward. And they're surprised the mind just settles down, boom. And this is the experience of silence and bliss and just perfect balance, orderliness, creativity. The commonest thing people say after they've learned TM is, what did you teach me? What am I doing? Because it's so easy. It feels as if you're doing nothing, because the mind is just moving the way it wants to move. When the mind moves naturally, the mind moves effortlessly. So the whole procedure is easy and effortless. And because this field of pure consciousness, inner being, is a field of creativity, orderliness, and so on, the mind comes out infused with that. So when we're in our daily activities, we find no matter what is going on around us, we can remain calm and steady and focused. More and more as we practice, this clarity and focus is developing. But more importantly for a physician, because the mind and body are intimately connected, as the mind settles down to this deep inner awareness, the body relaxes. There have been over 700 studies now. A couple of years ago it was 690 something, so it must be 700 by now. Over 700 studies that show that the rest gained during the practice of TM is more than twice as deep as the deepest sleep. In the early days it was shown more than twice as deep, but profound rest. Because the rest is so deep, the body is able to get rid of stresses that sleep alone cannot touch. Because rest is the body's natural antidote to stress. Rest is always the doctor's first prescription. And one of the studies that I saw that made me really think I have to go and learn Transcendental Meditation was a study done it was published in the Journal of Psychosomatic Medicine in 1987. They looked at people with Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance in the state of Iowa, and 2,000 of them practiced Transcendental Meditation. And they compared their Blue Cross card utilization to 100,000 controls over a 5-year period, and showed that for every single disease category, the usage was less by meditators. It on average 56% less. It was 15% less for cancers and 87% less for cardiovascular disease, nervous system disease. The only area where the usage was similar was for normal pregnancies. And we don't categorize pregnancy as a disease. So for every disease category, the usage was dramatically different. So that was a very powerful study. And that is my experience with practice. One of the first ladies I taught when I came to Roanoke was a lady who had been seeing a psychiatrist every week. She was on 3 antidepressants for anxiety and depression. After she started, she said her psychiatrist noticed a difference and encouraged her to continue. Eventually, she cut down her visits to every month to the psychiatrist, every 3 months. After 2 years, she was off all of her antidepressants and she was no longer seeing a psychiatrist. And she was one of my biggest boosters. Not only for things we would normally expect a profound meditation to give benefits for, not only anxiety and depression, not only insomnia, not only difficulty concentrating and focus, not only increased creativity, but also physical things. Studies have shown that people with diabetes, there is improved insulin resistance with the practice of Transcendental Meditation. Of course, we always mention that in 2013, the American Heart Association put out a position paper that Transcendental Meditation was the only meditation they can recommend for lowering blood pressure because it's the only one that's been found to work. So we always mention that because so like that. So almost every physical disease you can think of is improved with the practice of TM. So it improves the mind, it improves the health, and it also improves the behavior. Because of course, as stresses go out, then people behave better with one. This irritability and moodiness that we sometimes see in people and we regard it as a normal part is not a normal part of life. It's due to stresses in the physiology. The more we become comfortable with who we are, that inner being, pure bliss consciousness, the more we start to live the values of our true selves. The more we begin to see the orderliness in creation, the more we begin to realize that this creation is very special. We don't take it for granted so much anymore. So these are the sort of things that develop. We treat, more friendliness develops with the people around us.